probably tired of training camp and playing against each other. Just how excited you kind of get to the season and get to play somebody else.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously when you almost like graduate the fall program, kind of in a sense, with just the tour-days, the conditioning, the meeting new guys, just getting back into the grind of things. So it's good just to getting back to what you're comfortable to. And, we're excited. We're looking forward to, our first game and go from there.
First few times we've spoken to you over the last few weeks, it's been about offense and movement and all of those things, getting up threes. I guess that feels like the emphasis since OKC was defense, at least in practice, in a way. So what have you seen in the last 4 practices that maybe have gotten you guys ready or more ready to start a season?
For sure. No, believe it or not, our base is always to try to be defensive-minded first. Obviously it might not look like that, but that's our goal. So we always go out there to try to hone in on the defensive end. Obviously, we know we can do offensive. We know we can shoot the ball. We understand that we have Giannis. It's about the things on defense that'll be able to separate us coming together, us connecting, us communicating, all those great things that make you a great defensive team. So.
How hard can it be to keep that mental focus defensively when you are installing new things offensively? Focus on pace and all those things, like to be able to do it mentally on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, that's what you kind of sign up for, being out there with different lineups, with different guys, knowing that you may have help on this side, but then you may not have help in this position, so you got to kind of help differently. You got to kind of, it's all situational, obviously who has the ball on the offensive end determines a lot of things, and then go from there. But we got our set principles on how we want to guard certain things, so certain guys attack, how we want to be at the rim. We communicate on those things every day.
Obviously, last season, y'all didn't start the season the way you wanted to. What have you seen from this team, this training camp, this preseason that maybe gives you confidence y'all can get off to a better start this year?
Oh, well, I had the same confidence last fall through training camp, but, going through it now, control what you control. Again, we're a new team, but these last 3 weeks we have gelled tremendously. Everybody understands the role. Everybody understands what we're kind of do and accomplish. So if you mix all those things together, we should be well off. Obviously our schedule looks how it looks to start off as well too. So we need to hone in and lock in, and our goal is try to get off to a great start.
I know a question after the first game, but does it feel faster? There's such an emphasis on speed for you guys, particularly in transition. Does it feel faster in practice?
For sure. Especially how we playing. The group of guys we got in here, like Energizer Bunnies, super young. You got Cole, you got Rollins, a lot of running, a lot of picking up. So our pace has been, pretty good. It's been tremendous. It has felt a little faster. The goal is always play fast, but we ended kind of playing fast, so it's kind of just stepping into how we ended a little bit. But
You mentioned gelling there. I know Miles is new and a big part of this, so same thing with Cole, but for the most part, the bulk of the team played together, or especially post-trade deadline, right, with Kevin and Kuz.
AJ.
Right, so how much has that continuity helped? Because I know in the NBA now teams change a lot, but last offseason you all changed a lot, right? There were so many new faces. How much has that helped that there's been, you all have games together, playoff games together coming into this year?
Yeah, I was just about to piggyback on that. We kind of grew a little bit more during the playoffs, but it was reps and building kind of throughout the year. Obviously, it started at the All-Star break, and then we continued just to go from there, go through the summer, hang out with certain guys off the court, see them, build relationships like that, stuff like that. I would say everybody's in a more mature place relationship-wise than they were last year, just about feel, about trust, all aspects.
A common thing that's come up when your coaches or your teammates have talked about you this season, your comfortability, not that you weren't last year, but you're just so much more vocal already this season. I'm curious if you feel like that's changed for you, and if so, why?
Just really just an opportunity, and obviously if you certain example on court with certain stats, if guys see certain things in the gym, certain guys that listen to what you may have to say, or if they see you went through a certain experiences or did a certain product and certain things, it may have went how it went. Just anything. Young guys ask a lot of questions about a story, whether the up and downs, the starting, the not starting, so a lot of great things that, can mix into helping somebody who's going through the process.
You're saying your experience, obviously you feel like you've been able to lend a hand in that regard because of what you've gone through and those questions that they're asking.
Most definitely, just from day one, down to being a second-round pick, down to playing in a G League, down to staying in a Super 8, down to scoring 40 points in an NBA game as a starter. Like, there's no part of the game I haven't been a part of, whether it's the last man on the bench that don't have a jersey or I'm starting. So, I can help a lot.